Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/thenerdcore. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Hello, nerds. You're listening to an episode on the Nerdcore podcast feed. If you're feeling generous, please consider pledging to a tier on our Patreon at patreon.com/thenerdcore. We have tiers as low as $1 per month. Thanks so much, and enjoy the episode.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Nerdcore Podcast, a podcast reviews of movies and talks that nerd shit. This is episode 305, and finally, it is your review of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Spoiler in every single way possible. It is your nerd. You're gonna hear to host the show alongside my wonderful co-host, Young Yoda.
Sup, everybody. I was not in this movie. Spoiler alert.
Oh, no. So, by the way, there's another idea. We could probably do an episode for the Mandalorian season finale. We can do our full Mandalorian review.
Ooh, yeah.
Yep. We probably could do a Watchmen review too, because we haven't
piece
done
of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy. Yeah. Look, that's an awesome thing. But yeah, Baby Yoda's not in this movie. I'm really sorry, guys. But then again, Baby Yoda is your god. All your gods have abandoned you, and the only one left is Baby Yoda.
Sipping his martini.
Sipping his martini, man. But Brad, we just did our review of Solaris to end Tarkovsky month here. And we also announced that Brad is the official winner of predictions. Thank you, Internet, for making me get spoiled once again. 2 movies in a row. But yeah, Brad's the winner of the predictions. So we will have a clear answer of what January's film month will be on Sunday when we upload our top 10 of 2019 episode. So
Yeet.
Cool. So you guys get to hear what's going on next month. But for now, I know it's been a while, but here we promised this movie. This is one of the movies we promised to do.
We're back. Year. We're back to show you. Listen to our lovely voices in your ears.
If you're Patreon supporters, you just got like 5 episodes in the whole week. So congrats to you. Yeah, you got a mini pod, 2 reviews right now, and then 2 upcoming episodes of a new show that's coming soon. So
This is the 3rd in a row, and 1 bathroom break.
Yeah. So I'm glad we don't do videos right now, because we would have like the same shirts on, and people like, damn, you guys wear the same shirts every day or what? Yes. But look, it's here. The Rise of Skywalker is here, and we're gonna talk about it's all spoiler stuff. So I really, really don't want to spoil this for you. So if you have not watched The Rise of Skywalker, this is about the time you get to click off. If past this you listen and there are spoilers into your ear, then I'm sorry. Don't come at me. Direct your hate mail to strawhead _Alex on Twitter, or his email. If you ask him for it, he'll send it to you. Look, whatever happens, either way, this spoiler warning is right now. Spoiler warning. Stop listening. Stop. All right.
Don't do it.
Do it. So, let's go ahead and introduce this man, because I just want to get into it, because I think we're going to have ourselves a nice conversation.
You're not going to do the little laugh?
I don't have it. Not yet.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
I feel like we're back on track.
Yeah, we're right back on track, right? Now I'm playing with my computer since I found out it's touchscreen, right? Bad.
Stop that. Stop that before you delete something.
No, well, I'm on the Wikipedia page here. So, okay. Obviously, as we know, this is the 3rd installment in the new trilogy of films that started in 2015 with J.J. Abrams directing The Force Awakens, and then 2017's The Last Jedi, and then this year, of course, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. J.J. Abrams directing it once again. Of course, this has a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool cast members, some new ones coming in, some old ones coming back. Some of the old ones that we have coming back with us is Lando Calrissian, being played by Billy D. Williams, looking as fly as ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. What's it called? We have Daisy Ridley coming back. Driver,
Carrie
Mark
Fisher,
Hamill.
the late and great Carrie.
The
Fisher.
late, great, amazing, the one and only Carrie Fisher. Mark Hamill, He's really Adam Driver, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, Anthony Daniels, Naomi Aki is one of the new ones as well. Donald Gleason is in there as one as well. Richard E. Grant, Lupita Nyong'o, Kerry Russell, June Satamo, Kenny Marie Tran, Ian McDermott, and Billy D. Williams as well. Ian McDermott coming back as the Emperor.
I mean, it started with them. Might as well end with them, right?
Pretty much, man. So, look, man, there is no shy of controversy. This movie was supposed to have been done by Colin Trevorrow, but he got fired, and he was replaced by J.J. Abrams. And then J.J. Abrams went ahead and wrote the script with Chris Terrio. Chris Terrio wrote films such as The Town, as Argo as well, and 2016's Batman v Superman. So he wrote that one as well. And yep, this movie was released on December 16th, and then it was expanded December 20th. It has so far made $517 million at the box office with a budget of $275. I am pretty sure this is going to hit $1 billion very soon.
Yeah, we kind of figured that.
Mm-hmm. So, of course, produced by Kathleen Kennedy. And, dude, let's go ahead and get this going in. This is the last Star Wars score by John Williams. He said it. This is his last one. So, of course, I gotta say, this is John Williams. Once again, he does an amazing job in this movie with the score, dude. Oh, my God.
John Williams basically made Star Wars. Without his score,
there is no movie.
I think it would be less. I don't think you would have gotten so many Star Wars without his work.
Mm-hmm. So, man, let's go ahead and get into this. What are your thoughts on Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker?
My thoughts: it is a good movie. It is not a great movie.
I thought you were gonna say it's a movie. I was like, oh yeah, it is a movie.
It's a movie. It's a Star Wars movie. Just like I did to you on the trailer. I'm like, yeah, that looked like a Star Wars trailer.
Well, on the first cut of that one.
I can say I know exactly why J.J. Abrams was brought in to finish off this saga. And that was basically to put everything in its place, put it for most everything, and get out of there without ruffling too many feathers.
Mm-hmm.
I think he accomplished that. Was anything really risky? No. Not to my mind. It wasn't a Ryan Johnson, The Last Jedi risky for sure.
There we go. We just got hate.
Yeah. I didn't see JJ take any risks in this. That's kind of my opinion, which is fine. I mean, it's Star Wars. You're not going to get these are characters we've known for at least the past two films on this. You kind of could see where stuff was supposed to go, and that's exactly where it went. Some of the stuff like Palpatine coming back, that was kind of out of left field, but it kind of made sense that he was still, kind of being the puppeteer master or the puppet master and maneuvering things and trying to put Kylo in his place and then to bring Rey in her place and try to maneuver all that. It makes sense. So this movie makes sense. But to me, it's just a good movie, and it puts a pretty little bow on everything, and we can say, hey, we saw a Star Wars film.
Yeah. I like your thoughts, Brad. So excluding the prequels, which I don't like the prequels. I'm sorry.
Add sand.
This is the first time I've gotten out of a Star Wars movie that I didn't love. And that really feels weird to me. It's odd, man. Like I've watched the originals and I love them, dude. Even Return of the Jedi, which is my least favorite of the original, and I'm still like, wow, I freaking love this movie. And
and that might be due. This had really no surprises.
Yeah, I gotta say that this movie it's good, but it's not great. It's not amazing. It's not fantastic. It's just good. And I gotta say, I have some problems with some of this movie, dude. Those first 20 minutes, they're completely rushed. Like, I feel like JJ is telling you, like, hey, look, dude, I really wanted to do this in 8. I didn't get the chance, but here it is. Here it is.
Well, that's funny because I thought the end of the movie was rushed. It was like, okay, we're done.
No, I 100%.
We're good.
I agree with you. I love the ending. I like the ending. But I gotta say, the ending's rushed as hell, too.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, hey, Chewie, here's your medal. Like,
Mhm.
we kind of saw that. That's the thing. This thing didn't really surprise me.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, that's most Star Wars, though. You have like that big reveal moment. Like, even Rogue One, the final freaking Darth Vader scene, that had that.
Wow. That was my jaw on the floor moment.
You had the Vader is your father scene. I mean, it just, this didn't, I guess for being the end, I guess you couldn't have too many big reveals or surprises. Rey being Palpatine's granddaughter. Yeah, kind of, that was a reveal. I mean, people have been kicking that idea around for years now, so it didn't come out as surprising. It kind of made sense. So I was like, yeah, I can get behind that. But it wasn't like oh my God. It wasn't a Luke, I am your father moment, you know?
Yeah. It's just that I think that this movie, I need to rewatch this. I've only watched this once, and right now it's sitting with me as my the least favorite of the new trilogy. Of course, Last Jedi is at 1, Force Awakens, and then this one. But I also think it's possibly above the prequels. But it's so the prequels are the last 3, then it's this one, Return of the Jedi, and then from there everything kind of I can tell you later. But it's just that I just didn't love this. And there's moments in this movie where I really start to love it. Like the stuff with Luke, the stuff with Rey, Finn and Poe, like all that stuff when they're together, I love it. Like the whole adventure stuff, I really like that stuff. And I think that it's amazing what they're doing with that. And then just little reveals like Hux being the spy, Rey being a Palpatine, you know, what's it called?
You know, but all that, and it was great, and but it wasn't a surprise. It wasn't like, oh, I didn't see that coming. It really wasn't. And there were parts of this movie where I wish they would have done more to and left some stuff out.
I wish they would have just slowed down a bit.
Yeah.
I feel like they were throwing it at us and throwing it in our face, and we're like, holy crap, let me breathe. Let me digest one of these moments already.
Well, Knights are in, like, together around Kylo, and then he goes and kills him.
Still don't know who that is. Still don't know who they are.
I don't know nothing. Knights are in. Still, that doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy inside. Anyways, I did like the one thing that got me was Han Solo being in this film.
Yeah.
The return of Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
As not a Jedi ghost because he wasn't blue tinged, but still returning to help his son.
Yeah.
I mean, that was probably the biggest surprise moment for me because I wasn't expecting that. You know, yeah. I was expecting for Ben Solo to return, for Kylo to go to the light, or, you know, to go back to being a Jedi. But for Harrison Ford to make a cameo and Han Solo to be there to help him through it, yeah. I wasn't expecting that part. That was
one of my surprises was Leia projecting herself into the Force so that way she could talk to Ben, and just them going out at the same time. Like, she was not going to leave until she knew her son was, you know, did what he had to do.
Yeah, and then her training as a Jedi with Luke. Yeah. That scene
for sure
was also surprising.
And I'm a huge fan of The Last Jedi, bro, but after this, like, I have a thought in my head that, like, why didn't you just give JJ the whole trilogy? Like, this, I think that it would have been a little bit more concise.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I think JJ, he had to take some part. JJ's basically was just trying to wrap things up. That's all he was doing. I mean, there's stuff like with Rose and Finn, we didn't really get into more of that.
Yeah,
Rose
I'm not a big fan.
Rose kind of got thrown out, I'm guessing, just up the movie. But yeah, I mean, this movie is a rushed movie, and that's what I think it's going to come down to, why we don't really like it as much. I think even in the last Jedi, it wasn't rushed. Like, and you had surprise moments, and you had these great scenes that are very memorable. And this, they're not that many scenes that are memorable. The final scene to me is memorable, where she goes back
to Tatooine.
And she puts the sabers, Luke and Leia's sabers, back basically where they started.
Yeah. I also think like the moments of the lightsaber fights are incredible. Like just the choreography is really good. There's stuff like what's it called? The planets that they visit. The effects are amazing. The visuals, even the whole idea of the Sith Wayfinder. I thought that was really cool. I thought that was interesting. That there's a part in there's this one place where the Emperor's hiding. That the only way that you can able to actually find it is by having this incredibly mythical thing like the Sith Wayfinder.
But the only thing I didn't like about that, so you have two of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kylo has one.
Yeah.
And so Rey basically spends the whole movie trying to find the other one, which Kylo then destroys, and then she just takes Kylo's ship. So it's just kind of like a pointless circulation of basically trying to get Kylo closer to Rey, and then he'll change his status from a Sith to a Jedi. It was all over the place of just trying to get to the same place it could have easily gone to in another way. And you basically wasted an hour doing that.
Yeah. And I love Star Wars, man. It's my favorite franchise. It's to me, they're some of the movies that I grew up loving. And I gotta say that, I still somehow had some fun with this because I was laughing. I was teared up at points. I was really, just having fun with it.
When Leia dies and Chewie is just crying, and pounding the ground, and they focus on that for a pretty long time in Star Wars.
Yeah,
that's a tearjerker right there, man.
Or where Chewie almost dies, and you're like, oh crap, no, yeah. That's as close as you get me to almost having a heart attack if you were to kill a Baby Yoda. Yeah, I'd just be like, no, please don't kill her. Like, I've had to sit through Han dying, Luke dying, and now, like, you're going to take away the big fluff ball? Come on.
Well, Leia died now, and...
Yeah. And then Babu Freak? Oh, I love Babu Freak.
I mean, and that's some of the great stuff you get is you get these great characters in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And the whole C-3PO, the whole, I'm taking one last look at my friends. Mm-hmm. So it was cool C-3PO even got a scene.
But there's no consequence to that. That's the thing.
No, because R2-D2 is, I got you stored up to this point.
Yeah. So it's just, there's points in this movie where it wants to take a risk. It does it, and then it's like, oh, you know what? Let's just go ahead and just don't worry about it. Let's just go fix that back up again. Like, it doesn't really matter.
I mean, what if they had killed Chewie? Like, that'd been memorable right there. I mean, that would have sucked in a way, but Rey killing off one of, like, the greatest characters we've known in lifetimes, in multiple people's lifetimes, that's pretty risky right there. I'm sure JJ would have got a lot of flack for it.
Well, yeah, of course. It's a big fluff ball, bro.
But at the same time, I mean, if you're going to go out, might as well go out that way.
Yeah. And I don't like that, JJ's like, oh, there was one part in an interview where he's like, the greatest thing that Rian Johnson did was creating the character of Rose Tico. Like, I like, that was a great thing. And Kelly Marie Tran is an amazing actress that I get to work with. And she only has like a minute of screen time, dude. Like a total amount. Like, and it's...
And like barely any dialogue. I think maybe one sentence.
Yeah.
And she's on screen for like you said, 3 scenes maybe?
Yeah. And it's like, I don't like that. I think that's just... I hope we have more from T. I agree. Let's get a Disney Plus Rose Tico series because, like, she is an interesting character. I think that people think that she's poorly written in the Last Jedi, but she's a really interesting a day-to-day character. Like, I would be interesting to see the stuff she does around the ship and her, like, just all that type of stuff. Like,
well, and it's like they didn't like her and Finn being in a relationship. So they bring in this other character who is just like Finn, to put them in a relationship, and
Mhm.
it's like they're trying to force together puzzle pieces that they didn't need to force.
Yeah. I really do like Naomi Aki's character, though. Jana, she was great.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. Finn relates to Ray and Poe a lot. But he finally got one person that he really has a really big connection where he's like, crap, you had the same childhood I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did not like Kerry Russell's character. I think she was brought in just so that way people be like, stop thinking that Finn and Poe could possibly get together. I think that was just like, okay, cool. Stop shipping these two guys. Poe had a girlfriend.
I did like the whole Poe and what was it? Not Captain. What the fuck was her name?
Hmm?
Name of the character.
I can't remember her name, but here, I'll get the name. What's it called? And she is no cast. What the hell? Come on. What's it called? Wikipedia. Have the cast list already on here. It's been like what, a week? If you guys can get HD videos of it and post it on Twitter, you guys can have the cast list up on here already. Come on. All right, cool. I'm gonna go to IMDb and I'll get it right here. So
This is taking longer than if I would just said Kerry Russell.
Yeah, you just say Kerry Russell, Brad.
Okay. Just to make my point, I did like
Zoriel Bliss.
Yeah, what he said. Kerry Russell's character and Poe. I like that final interaction where Poe is like, "Thanks, good seeing you," and then the kind of head nod of like, "Hey, you want to go?" And she's like, "Nah." He's like, okay."
Damn it. Yeah,
that was kind of funny.
If we had more screen time with her, if we would have had a little bit more of a build up to her.
I mean, you could say that about every character in this movie, though.
The exception of our main
Kylo and Rey. Okay.
Kylo, Rey, Poe, Chewie, all these other people, like the people who showed up in the last two. But I think that she's just like, okay, cool. Like I'm at this place where Kylo's gonna come. You're gonna give me this thing that's gonna make me get fast.
This is Captain's ship that lets you get on the ship without anyone. That's the thing, though, is this movie will J.J. Abrams to wrap it up and make it go as smoothly as possible without rough. And did he accomplish that? Yes. Does that make it the best Star Wars movie? No. Does it make it a bad Star Wars movie? No.
Yeah.
But it's not my favorite.
No, it's not my favorite either. I think if they were going to wrap it up this way, then I think this is a good way to wrap it up. But I think from here, let's just move on. Let's just go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and bring in these new stories, and let's finally let the Skywalker story rest in peace, please. Like, let's just go.
Well, and another thing I don't personally agree with, I think Rey should have taken the Palpatine name.
Really?
I think that would have had more power in it, in that she took like the most evil Sith Lord, and she decided to become a Jedi, and she still took his name. I think that would have given more power to her.
I liked it because it goes back to the original, just the story and the lesson of Star Wars. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter your bloodline. You still have the power to be a good person, and you have the power to be to be the person you want to be. Your family isn't the family that comes from your blood. Sometimes it's the people who are there, Luke, the uncle and aunt. That's not his mom and dad of Luke, but Luke still appreciates what they did for him.
I would hope so. They died for him.
Yeah, pretty much died for him. Yeah. Anakin doesn't have a mom and dad, but he sure sees Obi-Wan as a father figure to him, and even though Obi-Wan says he's his brother, but what's it called? Anakin for sure sees Obi-Wan as his father figure.
Until Obi-Wan had the high ground.
Hell yeah. When we find out what happened when he cuts off a hand. Oh, by the way, did you feel like at a certain point that Kylo was gonna cut the hand off during that
Rey kept gesturing to her arm a lot?
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for. I'm like, you about to lose a hand, girl.
Yeah, I swear, what's it called? During that whole part in the ocean, in that fight, I was like, someone's gonna lose a hand here. I think someone's about to lose a hand.
But I'm kind of glad they didn't, because that would have been another part where it'd been like, well, that was kind of knew that was coming.
Mm-hmm. So, look, I'm really much I think that this movie's going to take more time for me to consume it and more rewatches so I can able to digest what I saw. But I think that I love Star Wars no matter what it is. Just that this was the first time where I'm not off the wall batshit crazy about it. And I don't know if that's because of what I watched or just how incredible this year was for movies.
I mean, I think a lot of the movies we saw this year were indie based, the ones we truly really loved. So you go into those not expecting as much, and then your mind is blown away. And you always go into Star Wars expecting the world and wanting it to be the greatest thing you ever saw that year.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, this one was not that. Yeah. I mean, sometimes Star Wars can't even live up to its own hype.
Pretty much, man. I will say it's not terrible. It's not what the critics are saying. I don't think it's terrible.
I don't think it's terrible either. I think it's worth a watch. I think if fan, you are going to like this movie. Is it my favorite? No. But you can only have one favorite in the whole Star Wars saga.
Yeah. Yep. And I think that I think with time, because like I say, a lot of people really hated Return of the Jedi when it came out. But with time, we really appreciated Return of the Jedi.
Well, and I think with watches and rewatches, you catch. I mean, watching Solo, I would catch stuff. So I think there's also that element is in one watch, you probably miss a lot. In that second watch, you'll catch.
Yeah. Yeah. I also really like the whole yellow lightsaber that she got at the end. I really like that. I actually really like the ending. I gotta say, it's very rushed, but I like it. I like the whole thing that she's letting the sabers rest.
I mean, I liked how she basically returned to where everything started to lay to rest the Skywalker legacy.
Mm-hmm. Where Anakin told Qui-Gon, I hope I'm not much of a big bother. I hope I'm not too much trouble. Oh, if you would only.
You have no fucking clue.
You have no.
You don't even know.
You have no.
Ask everyone who was in Rogue One. Oh wait,
you are in huge trouble, bro. Like, you have no idea what you become, Anakin.
No.
Oh my god! But yeah, look, man, I'm really much just. I'm glad this movie happened. I'm glad I was able to watch it. I'm ready to move on. I want to watch Mandalorian episode 9.
Hell yeah, Baby Yoda.
I want to get my Obi-Wan series, the Rogue One prequel series, and I think that we should wait a little bit longer than until 2022 to bring the next Star Wars movie. Let's go ahead and start 2024.
I mean, I hope when they do decide whatever is next to come, that they're going to keep going for 15 years or 20 years, that they're more willing to take risks.
Yeah.
Like the original ones were, and started off that way. I mean, even The Mandalorian takes risks.
Yeah, yeah.
Mandalorian takes huge risks sometimes. Like, I don't know. Will they like a Baby Yoda? Oh, they do.
Yeah. By the way, Brad, have you watched the newest episode? The last week's episode?
I believe I have.
Okay, cool. Because tomorrow when the new one comes out, we'll probably do a review of the whole season.
Do a full season.
Yeah, because
because I was like, no.
Yeah, that last episode
when he got snatched. Yeah.
Oh, but yeah.
No.
Yeah. So what's it called? Thank you guys for listening. What's it called? My score right now. I did my review. I put C+, 4 out of 5, 7.5 out of 10. That is my score right now. I liked it. I don't love it. I think that there's a lot of problems with this movie, like, the characters. There's rush choices, a very rushed beginning.
I think, honestly, the biggest thing is this movie's just... And it is not a risk taker.
Yeah. But I also think that it's false what people are saying that the script is dull, because it's not. There are moments in this movie where, like, it's really tugging at your heart, and there's a lot of heart in this movie. I think that this movie has a lot to say. I think that, that, what's it called? It's Star Wars. Like, it connects either way to you.
And I mean, and for it to be expected to tie up
9 movies
from the very beginning, that's a lot to put on any director. And I think I gotta say I credit J.J. Abrams. I think he did his best. I think he tied up a lot of things. everything, no. I mean, like you said, 9 movies, kind of difficult.
It's hard.
It's really hard.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he gave it a great effort. I think if you're a Star Wars fan, you're gonna love it.
Yep.
Well, you're gonna love it. You're gonna like it.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good movie. It's not a prequel Star Wars where you just fall asleep. And I don't think people are giving its just due, because I think some people,
They want to go in to hate it already.
Well, some people in the Star Wars fandom, they will never be happy unless it's what they see in their head.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, J.J. Abrams, Rian Johnson, they can't do that.
Yeah.
They can only put what they feel they want to put,
Mm-hmm.
and then send it out to everybody else to watch.
Pretty much, man. And I think that there's people who are going into this movie already wanting to hate it, and they'll hate it after. I think there's people who are hating this movie without even watching it, and you guys are dumb as shit. Like, bad. Like, wow. You guys are dumb. But at the end of the day, I think you guys just need to watch this for yourself. It is worth paying the money to watch this. I think that for the spectacle alone, it's incredible. But
I think we should put a warning, though, for those with epilepsy.
Oh, yeah. Warning for... did you not get a warning before the movie started?
No.
Mine, I did. There was like photosensitivity stuff going on in the beginning. Like there was a warning, and even then, when I walked into the theater in the what's it called, on the door, there was already a sign on there.
You know, and I knew, because they reported this on the news and stuff. I knew scenes. I knew they were going to be with Palpatine. Like right away when he was introduced, I'm like, yeah, those scenes are going to be with Palpatine.
Yeah, because of the Force lightning, bro.
Yeah, the lightning and all that. I knew that was coming. So,
it's funny
unfortunately, that's like the last 30 minutes.
Why'd you have to go that hard with the Force lightning? Like in 83, when you guys introduced that crap, like it wasn't that bad. But holy crap.
I mean, but then again, Palpatine, I guess Palpatine had quite a few years to figure shit out.
Well, so look, what do you think? I think, so it doesn't really explain it that well. I think Palpatine cloned himself with the remaining DNA before that body died, and that's how he was able to bring himself back.
I mean, but if you're going to clone yourself, are you going to put, like, the same wrinkly old shit together?
Well, he wasn't as wrinkly as, like, you know, what's it called? Return of the Jedi, but he was still wrinkly.
I mean, he was still wrinkly. Like,
yeah.
I'm just, you know, if you're going to clone yourself, clone myself and put my essence in something, I'm not going to clone me. I'm going to clone, like, Chris Hemsworth or something.
Yeah. Also, Ian McDermott, just hearing that voice again, just chills up on my arms, bro. Like, just shivers up my spine.
I mean, I think it's great. Although, I mean, Palpatine has always been the big baddie in this, other than Darth Vader.
Of course, it would come back to him, right?
Yeah, so that's not really a surprise. Do I wish, like, maybe they would have talked a little bit on who fucking Snoke was? Sure. Mm-hmm.
Well, he said he created Snoke. He created Snoke, so...
Well, yeah. I mean, but you can't get everything you want in a 2 hour and 30-minute movie.
No, 22-minute. 2 hour and 22 minutes.
Whatever.
Yeah. So, I think that's as far as we can get. Brad, do you want to rate it?
For my score, I'd give it a 7.
7?
7 out of 10. I think it's adequate. I think it's a good movie. I think it's deserving of a watch. I think it puts everything in a nice little bow. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it's not a risk taker, which I've always liked when Star Wars had risks. Being the last one, I can see that. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. It's just it seems this movie was very rushed. It was very rushed in the beginning and at the end.
Mm-hmm. Well, give me my Babu Freak Disney Plus series. I need that. I love it.
Sure.
Hi, I'm C-3PO. Hello, me, Babu Freak.
Hey, King.
I love it, dude. I love it, man. Let's go again and shout out these producers, man. December, thank you so much for being producers, because you guys helped me out get a new laptop. So all December, you guys were guest producers of the podcast. Ninja Flippy, Man Captain Pokey, Esports Phoenix, Nilly Niku, Imres, Pages Beaston, Brown Rice 1996. He's an executive producer of the podcast. Go follow him on Twitter. And Sarah M with 2 A's, 2 A's, AEMM. Thank you so much. You are awesome. She's Sarah. She's the associate producer along with Cassie. Our other executive producers are Grayson, who you can follow on Instagram at RaysonBarker98, and on Warlord Hitman 98 on Twitter. And then Brer Shane is another executive producer. Where can you find him?
You can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/SWRWK or on Twitter at SWRWK Twitch.
Yep. Also, what's it called? Go check out the website, nerdcore.com. A lot of cool stuff going up on there. I am working on on my top 10 movies of 2019 post that we will do along with the episode, because double coverage is awesome. Also, a lot of cool stuff coming, I can't wait for 2020 because we're going to be able to do a lot more reviews and just a lot of cool stuff on the site. So go and check that out. Twitter, Instagram, the Nerdcore. Go and check that out. Nerdcore _ on Twitter, Instagram, the Nerdcore. One day we'll get that at.
Working on it.
Until now, we've got a couple more episodes before the year ends. But if, you don't hear from us in a bit, then we hope you guys had a wonderful time. And as always, stay safe during your celebration this holiday time. And we will see you guys on the next episode. It's been Nerd Chicano. I'm signing off. Brad, you know what to do. Send them into the podcast void.
Right, roll. As always, thank you to all. Oh, Jesus. Thank you to all our listeners out there, all our patrons. And I guess just to end this episode, it's only right to say, may the force be with you. Young Yoda out.